When I met Cam, for a solid year, he'd been in a box stall, coming out 1 day a week for 1 hour a day. And no interaction other than other screaming stallions along the side of him.
Doesn't have to be so dramatic.
So any interaction that Cam had was really, really tough.
Hal's the boss of the herd, so he wants to come over here and stand between them all. Cam knows he's the boss. Or you don't even know what the deal is here, do you? We're just hanging out, Cam. Not a big deal.
When I met him, he was a pent-up, really aggressive stallion.
You trash talking him? What are you saying to him?
He just wasn't a stallion that could go into the herd without, taking such extreme dominance that he would either hurt or kill another horse or run them through a fence.
The boys wanted me to watch them ride the quads over there, so I thought, oh, I'll bring Cam with me, let him hang out. Very much not advisable to take a stallion into a herd like this, but I know my stud and I know my other horses, so I feel good about doing it, and it's good exposure for him, but not something I recommend. Oh, a big roll after that swim. What do you think, Mason? Does that look like fun, that roll?
Cam used to just stare at a wall. Like we used to call, oh, there he is having wall time again. Socially, he was just missing out on life. It was a depressing life for him. I don't know a lot about his history, but he was not a stallion that was going to integrate. So for me to get him into a herd was a huge goal, to allow him to live a life as a horse with other horses. So after many years, I made the call to geld him, and it took another couple of years after that, slowly, that he could be closer to other horses. So I wanted an Andalusian and a horse a little bit that had some of that blood that Cam had in him. So I called up my friend Elly Foote. Now you're on. You don't have to touch the thing, just point and shoot.
Okay.
See here?
Yeah.
She goes, I've got one I think I've put on the website and I've taken off and I've put on, and I just think he's the best horse we've ever raised. I think he's for you. His name is Armando. And I said, ooh, Armando. This is cool. Of course, the rest is history. I ended up taking him home.
Well, I think I can't wait to get started with him, Elly. I don't know what to tell you.
And Elly and Nathan are just two of the coolest people you'll ever meet.
The most knowledgeable horseman I've ever met was named Armando. So it's very befitting that you get him.
Well,
you didn't know this either.
No, I didn't, and I'm so grateful.
Our friend Armando, the blonde gypsy, was with us on the House of Machichaco. Armando is a pimp, gigolo, and a horse trader. To me, Armando is the big brother I never had. Our relationship was uncomplicated. We were kin, not by family or culture or by place. The passion for horses ran through our veins and formed a kinship above and beyond any other ties.
And that's who Armando is named after.
Yeah.
My new horse.
Yeah.
When I was talking to Elly, I didn't know that I knew these two so well. I didn't put two and two together because I read this book that Elly and Nathan wrote, and this is a book about on a trip they did from Patagonia, which is the very tip of South America.
Right. Exactly.
And went for 5 years on horseback almost to Alaska. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
It's the most amazing story. In my motorhome, I would read this every morning and enjoy it. So you guys gave me your book those years ago. I want to give you mine.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
I really appreciate it so much.
We're honored that you have our horse.
No, I'm honored
well.
too. A new chapter for me, and getting to know you guys better, and of course for Armando. So
Inspire
we'll
everybody
keep you
to live
posted.
the adventure.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You guys have lived the adventure.
And everybody should do the same
Yeah.
on their own terms.
Today's kind of a weird day. It's hard to explain. There's some amazing things today. Let's talk about the amazing one first. So this is Armando. I just picked him up. He's my next partner. And can't wait to share him with you. And 20 years ago, I was here in this town. This is a town called 100 Mile. And there's a hotel over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's called the Red Coach Inn. Used to stay there. When I was a water well driller for my dad, I did it for a few years after I cowboyed. I had to go make some money and pay for insurance on my truck, and decided I'd go to the water well drilling rigs to do that, and I left horses to do that for a little while. And I was in this hotel 20 years ago, last August. And I woke up that morning, went to work out that road out there and down a little dirt road, about 8 miles up the road. I got badly hurt up there. And I remember I had my left hand all but cut off. A half-inch of skin was the only thing holding it left. And my thumb and everything was, my left hand here was all busted apart. And I remember coming through this town and, I was bleeding out, and we came back in from the bush, and I just remember how thirsty I was. And I remember going through these lights, and we were running these red lights, trying to get to this little hospital. Me and a guy named Carlos Walsh, who saved my life there, and a guy named George Batterson, who also had saved my life on that rig. Here we are today, coming through this town with my new horse. Just turned 40 years old, and I feel like it's kind of behind me now, and there's so many things that have been built in my life or as a result of that. And I want to share because I just know at that time of my life there was so many times where I wished I could go back to that hotel over there. So for the first several years where I just said, can I go back in that moment in time and just not go to work that day? I'd give anything. I'd dream, I would pray, I'd do anything to just be able to go back and not get hurt that day. And I'm here today, and like I said, it's over 20 years later. I feel like I'd never go back in that time a million years and change what happened. It was one of those things that I wouldn't have Armando, I wouldn't have met so many people in the horse world and had so many great teachers, the horses, the mentors, and the life I have today if it wasn't for that. And I just want people to know, if you're going through it, things can turn around and things can change, and you get help, and you find the right people to be around and get a goal and get a purpose and follow your passion. And I'm just so grateful that I went through all the things I did, even though at the time I just dreamt and dreamt and dreamt they could have changed. I couldn't see where it would go, but it's kind of a healing coming through here, feeling so right about life, and 2 young boys at home, and things going well right now at the moment. So I know those things can change, and I'll deal with what comes at each moment that comes in my life. But for those of you out there struggling, or have a dream or have a goal or something you want to achieve, I just encourage you to live life to the fullest and go for it. Get help and just live your life and just go for it full steam.
Being a herd horse, living in that really natural environment, they operate differently. He was really just this confident, strong, naturally raised horse.
Here you've got little, kind of gradually just asserting a little leadership. You're not the boss horse around here. I just love that they get to be all together like this.
He just had a way, a calmness, but also a strength about him that I thought could be a rudder for Cam, kind of hold things still a little bit. Aside from being a stallion, he was socially completely inept. And then by the time, we got him gelded and, got him to a place where maybe he could start interacting, he just didn't even know how to be a horse. They have to have the mental stimulation, the emotional release, and the contact of the other horses. It's such an important thing. And that's why it was so important for me to get Cam into this herd. And the great thing is he gets to meet guys like AJ who just go, hey, we got a new guy, welcome, we're all gonna get along, right? I just like to see that confidence in a horse. And it makes a difference in their lives. And it can make a difference for Cam because he gets to then feel what that feels like. If his only feeling is stallion, aggression, isolation, man, he's got a lot to learn.
And Cam got to go in with Armando recently. You know, he'd tried with Jack and Little last year. For those of you following, didn't work out. You know, he just started to take over too much and, you know, kind of dominate them too much. So I didn't think it was fair to them. So waited another year almost, put him in with Armando, and it was amazing. No stallion issues at all. Just had a big ride with our group. I'm on Mr. Little, but the big news is these two. Hi, Armando and Cam. Hi, Cam. The amazing news is they are still living together, even unbelievably sharing a hay net. Cam lays down. I never see him lay down. He lays down. Armando stands with him. These two guys are turning into buds. Never thought I'd see the day here. So today, my friends, is a big day. The herd gets to be out with Cam. So today, come for the journey. Drum roll, please. We're going to turn them all together. They're in this nice big pasture here at the James Creek Ranch. So, all right, Hal. Let's open the gates. For AJ. Oh, we got the big guy. You want to get Armando, Mason? Really hoping he can winter out here. We have a new guy in the herd, guys. You don't even notice. Cam is over there, just hanging out like he's been here forever. Him and his bud Armando. Hey guys, I thought this was more exciting. You know, like a Netflix series or something. Hey Mason? But let's go. You have 50 acres, you're gonna hang out in a 10 by 10 pen here. Let's go, bud. The way horses should live. All right, here finally comes the herd. You guys notice? We have a visitor. Yes, first time Hal. First time Hal is with Cam. You guys, I don't want you in a pen. First time he's in the pen together with him here. Well, first time they're all with him, actually. AJ might be in there a little more than he should. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Hal's gonna have a little go. Cam moving into the herd was huge for me. And it was a big deal to kind of do this and try to keep everybody safe. And I knew they were going to do some running around. And integrating these horses into a herd like this is not a small task to do it safely. They're all running over there. Here we go. Oh, maybe not. Goodness sakes, Cam. And to me, that's really the key. They've integrated slowly until they've made that final jump where now they're going to jump in and we're going to be together. This is where you can tell socially he's a little bit not with being with a herd. You just want to hang with me? Huh? Hal is definitely clear, showing him right away that he wants to be the boss. Yeah, just close the gate, please, Mason. Well, of course, Armando hasn't been here for a while either, so that adds a mix. Still the boss. Hal has been a herd leader for most of this herd's life. So Hal tries to keep them separate, and he wants to keep Cam off to the side, and Cam doesn't even know how to be.
Oh, Armando right now.
Hal does not want him with his little herd. See that separation there? And Armando used to be with that herd, but because he's been with Cam, I think that he doesn't quite know where to be now. I never thought I'd see the day when Cam was even out here. I think, Mason. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's Cam and Hal that have always been the most aggressive over the fence. It's been the ones I've worried about the most. Cam doesn't do much about it. You know, Quincy's kind of a funny guy because he could care less one way or the other. He just hangs out off to the side. He's like, you guys do all your herd thing and I'll just go over here and stay out of it all. Where Hal runs around like, you know, oh my goodness, there's somebody new around here. We got to get this organized. And Hal, you know, always kind of took AJ under his wing because he was the young guy around the herd. You're establishing it, old boy. That's what we need. We need a good herd leader. Cam, he doesn't even know what to think about it all. He's like, I am loose with horses. And I remember thinking so many times, get in the herd, go enjoy life, join in, don't stare at a wall, you know, engage. And I think there's so many spots in our lives where, you know, that's the case. Like there's literally a field in front of us. Let's go. Cam can do it. So the rest of us can. Well, buddy, wish you the best out here. Watch that Hal.